Welcome to our channel, Blissfully Single Bean. I'm your homegirl Bean, and I'm your blissfully single one. Welcome to my review of Ready to Love. But before I get into all of that, let's start this review out with a toast. I'm toasting to the holiday season, and this toast goes out to everyone or anyone who's going through the holiday season without any family, without any friends. I feel for you. I'm here for you. Yesterday I was putting up the tree, decorating, and thinking about how incredibly full my life is and how I have so much gratitude for my family, for my friends, for my dog that I hate most times. Be quiet! And then you come to the realization that the holiday season could be tough for a lot of people. So I'm putting this glass up in the air for you all. We're here for you, and we're thinking about you. You're not forgotten. Ready to Love. Oh my goodness. To be honest, the episode started off as, okay. By the time we got to the end, we're like, snap! It was good. Fashion, get out. So let's get right on into it. Before we get right on into it, please excuse the attire. When I do these reviews, I try to gussy it up, you know, try to paint on some eyebrows, get the hair did, and put on some rouge and a cute little shirt or whatever. But after this, I'm painting my basement. So there's no point trying to get gussied up only for paint to be all over my, you know, my face and hair. So bear with me and don't come from my edges either. I know the shit's a sparse. I know it, okay? Episode opens up with the groups discussing Chris's departure. Now, between this week's episode, last week's episode, and the tea that I got from one of my subscribers, Blue, I see you. You see me. We see each other. Thank you for the hot tea all week. But anyway, I came to the realization that Chris was the wrong person to be eliminated. It really should have been Brian, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, they're discussing Chris's elimination, and something don't sit right. And when I say they, it was Rasheed, Adriana, Edwin, and Simone. They're discussing it, and it don't sit right with Rasheed. Rasheed doesn't understand how Naya goes from having a connection to Chris to just cutting him off like that. And Rasheed said, for real, what he said, I don't think it was so off the wall that she would react this way. And Rasheed, you, as well as anyone with two eyeballs and a brain, are in agreement. Naya went completely off the deep end, and now we see who the real Naya is. We're about to see more of the real Naya this episode, but we'll get into that later, child. Rasheed surmises that Naya ain't really like Chris to begin with, if that was your reaction. And Adriana says, well, who else does Naya have a connection with? She doesn't really have a connection with anyone else in the house. And Rasheed says, Edwin, don't you have a connection with Naya? Edwin says, yeah, we have a connection, but I connect with other people too. Really interesting that that's the way he would answer the question. Translation for Edwin, yeah, I don't like it like that. The men meet up with Tommy at his cigar lounge. This week, one woman will be eliminated. So the assignment that Tommy has for the men is to really listen to these women and really hear and digest and understand what they're trying to say. Tommy says, go forth and be uncomfortable, child. Edwin and Naya have a conversation by the fire or off to the side somewhere. And Naya says to Edwin, or remarks to Edwin, that she got in contact with Joy so that Joy could get into contact with Chris because Naya wanted to work on a podcast with him. Bitch, are you serious? Like, what brand of weed are you smoking? Like, give me the strain. What is it laced with? Like, let me know what kind of drugs you are doing for you to think you can dog Chris out like this on national TV and then circle around and work with him on a podcast? Girl, you must be crazy. No, seriously though. Who's your pusher? Because I need some of that good weed. Apparently, Chris is taking out his social media or blocked her ass. I don't know which one is which. But we're starting to see Naya's delusion this episode. What makes you think you can treat someone like Kaka, like Dookie, and then turn around and ask for a favor or request that they work with you? Edwin says, well, you have to understand he's probably taking a break from social media, seeing how all of this happened. Naya, you are full of Shit. Nye in her confessional says that Edwin is good on paper. Good on paper? Good on paper? Something tells me that Nye is here to find a sponsor for these babies that she's trying to have. Good on paper? Girl. Jay has a date with Winter. And really uneventful, but Winter's really trying to get to the bottom of whether Jay really likes her or if he likes Joy. And Winter just wants someone to really fight for her. And I feel like at this point, up to this point, she hasn't been getting that. So it's fair. Brian pulls Alex to the side to have a conversation. He's feeling the awkward energy. There's a disconnect on her side. So Brian wants to get to the bottom of this. Now, what's significant in this scene is Brian really had a chance to kind of change the conversation and to reel Alex back in, but he messes it up completely. They're talking. Alex recognizes there's been a shift in energy and she doesn't really understand what that is, but it's just not the same feeling that she had when she first came into the house. Brian says, well, do you want me to fall back, fall to the side, fall in front? Now, you see, I was enamored with Brian a couple of episodes ago. Not a couple of episodes ago. I've been crushing on him since the show started. But now you start to see exactly who Brian is, how he has no substance. He is quite shallow. And then I picked up some tea. Thank you, Miss Blue. I picked up some tea this week about Brian, and this whole episode makes sense. And the way I feel about him, or the shift in my energy watching him, it makes sense. So I say all this to say, I'm not impressed with his shenanigans, and I'm no longer laughing at his lame ass jokes. That's trust. Alex makes an attempt at opening up because she sees that she is guarded. So she's telling Brian about a past relationship where there was domestic abuse issues involved in the mix. And again, this is the time to do what Tommy told you to do, which is really listen, understand, and engage with Alex. And again, this would have been a pivotal moment for Brian to reel her back in. Instead, before she even finishes her story and get to the part of vulnerability where she's opening up and letting him in, he hits her with this diagnosis. What was it, a Pinterest meme? Like, so you're saying that you are, I couldn't even understand what the guy was saying. Alex was just like me, because Alex was like, huh, what? At that moment, Alex realized he's not listening to me, and I do not want to be with someone that cannot really listen to me. Brian, you fell flat. Alex is done, girl, and you should be. Child, Calfani and Adriana's pretty behind are playing chess. They're giggling and laugh. It was chess on a cloth, on a piece of cloth. It was really cute. And what tickled me about this scene is the two different reactions by the passerbys. You know what I'm saying? At first, Rasheed passes by and he sees Adriana and Calfani playing the checkers. Checkers, chess? No, it was checkers. And Rasheed walks by. Rasheed goes, you know, I've already told Adriana she is my top. And I do understand this is a dating game. And I also understand that she's feeling Calfani and wants to see where that goes. But at the end of the day, I'm confident in my position. What? Rasheed, it has been a pleasure watching the way that you have grown, sir. Because first episode, he came off insecure, doing too much. He was draped in corny juice. Coming to this episode, it's like the confidence that you've shown. He's growing into his own in this landscape of this show and this game. And I was all here for it. I was here for it. So Rasheed just walks on by, goes inside, makes himself a drink. He chilling. He chilling. Now, Denise. Let me stop playing with Denise, because Denise, you have been taking it easy on us the past couple of episodes. But your reaction was so different than Rasheed's reaction when he walks by. Miss Denise walks by to see Adriana and Rasheed playing chess, and she's like, She gives that bitch, I know you're playing with me kind of laugh. She is not pleased at all. Adriana, who's feeling uncomfortable in this moment, says to Kafani, I can leave. Kafani says, why would you want to leave? Adriana said, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no trouble. Adriana, miss me with that. As much as I love you, you pretty chocolate thing. If you didn't want any smoke, you wouldn't be entertaining Kafani in the first place when you know Denise is checking for him. So please stop with the goody good girl act. I still like you though, girl. You pretty as hell. So anyway, Denise goes in. This damn dog. So anyway, Denise goes into the house. Is trying to decompress, but you can see she's all fired up. She hot. She hot. She comes back out. She does the same bitch please laugh. She said, oh, y'all look real cute. Y'all look real cute. Y'all are messy. Girl, they're dating. What is so messy about it? But I kind of understand where Denise is coming from, because Denise says, listen, Adriana, you done told the house that Rasheed is your man. If Rasheed is your man, why you checking for my man? So on that aspect, Denise, I can't give you too much, because I kind of agree with that. But on the other hand of reason, it is a dating game. It is a dating game. Everyone has to get to know each other. And when you have a game set up in this dynamic, you got to kind of play dirty. And Adriana is kind of playing dirty in that she likes Rasheed, but she also likes Kafani, and she's still going to be checking for Kafani and F your feelings, Denise. And, you know, that's the dirtiness of the game. Denise kind of has to understand how that go. After the date, Kafani, who, of course, sees that Denise is seething about seeing him and Adriana together, he goes to Denise's room to have a conversation with her. First of all, Kafani's body, Lord have mercy. Oh, boy, you know you got a body, yaddy, yaddy, what? Ooh. All right. I'm back. This dog. Thank you for training him, baby. I had to send my dog up to the room or else I would not be able to finish this review. Where were we? Oh, Kafani's body. We're beyond that. Denise is in his feelings, and Kafani does the gentlemanly thing to do, which is go to her room and try to make her feel better about the whole dating thing, but to also give her like some real life advice. Not real life advice. This is how it's gonna go. This is a dating game, and we're all here to get to know people. So I don't interfere when you're going out on other dates, and you shouldn't interfere when I'm out with someone else. Denise just wants him to fight for her. And was it so much to ask that you would leave your date with Adriana to run after her? No, Denise, this is not how this works. A and B, he's not feeling you that much where he's gonna leave a date with Adriana to make you feel better. Child, no, I can make you feel better when I want to come make you feel better. Denise needs to understand this is a dating game. You gotta win it. Simone, we're rooting for you, Simone. We're rooting for you. Approaches Rasheed and asks Rasheed out on a date. She likes him. She wants to get to know him. Rasheed is like, oh, why, yes. Rasheed says this is a perfect opportunity to explore other connections while Simone is exploring whatever it is with Kafani. Here for it. Edwin. Hey, Edwin. Hey. Edwin takes Joy out on a date, and he plans to do tantric yoga with her. Now, y'all know about the tantric yoga, right? Freaky deaky. It's a very sensual type of yoga. Joy's like, I know what tantric yoga is, and I'm here for it. But if it gets too freaky deaky, I'm out. It was a beautiful date. The symbolism of the date is really what got me. There was a pose that Edwin was doing with Joy, and Joy had to lean on his back, and the way he was bending and the way that he talked through it, he said, this symbolizes life struggles and the fact that I got you. I'm here for you. I support you. And I'm like, where these complex men come from? Where? It was a date loaded with context, and I absolutely loved it. And since we're on the subject of Joy, I don't understand how these producers are editing the footage, because I felt like I haven't seen much of Joy. But then this episode, I'm like, I really like her. She's really balanced. She's classy. She's not messy. She's not problematic. But yet they don't show us enough of Joy. I feel like they don't show us enough of Joy. That's why when I'm like, oh, Jay needs to be with Winter and not Joy, the reason why I formed that in my head is because I really haven't seen the connection with Joy and Jay because they don't give us that kind of footage. But anyway, my whole opinion changed. Joy, girl, I like you. Double date time. Brian Winter, Kafani, Adriana, they go on a tiki date. It's a floating tiki on the lake. Man, I can't wait for this COVID hoe to go somewhere so I can start traveling. It looked so beautiful. It was literally a bar floating on the water. I would have gotten litty. Oh yes, let it be me. Oh, yes, that looked like a good time. That looked like an amazing time. Brian takes this as an opportunity to get to know Winter since Alex is kind of acting like fugazi, like she can't be bothered. So he wanted to see where things can go with Winter. Child, you would have better spent your time trying to make things right with Alex because it was funny because during this date, Brian is spitting out so much bullshit and all Adriana could do is laugh because she sees the bullshit oozing from Brian's gorgeous skin and beard. Brian is such a disappointment. Oh my God. You see, that's what you get, Bean. That's what you get. These dark-skinned guys out here with the nice beards got you tripping, but you're not seeing deeper into the context of who the person is. You could look good, but you can also be an empty person like Brian is. Winter asked the question, Kafani, what do you like about Adriana? And Brian, what do you like about me? Kafani's giving answers. Kafani says, you are vibe. We vibe together well. I love how bubbly you are. We agree on a lot of things. Our mindsets match. I see you, baby girl. You see me. We see each other. I'm like, well damn. Answers. It's Brian's turn to answer. And you can see like the trepidation, the fear in his face because he don't know what to say. And it's obvious he doesn't know what to say to Winter about why he likes her. So he goes, I like your look. Thick thighs saves lives. Thick thighs saves. And nigga, you must be tripping. Stop playing with me. Winter says, yeah, Brian and Shiloh. Next. Jay and Joy chill for a minute. And it's in this scene where I see how these two connect. Because I didn't see the connection. I haven't seen the connection up until this point. And Joy says, I haven't been really seeing you. You know, you've been, missing. And Jay says, I know, right? I'm going out, here and there, out and about. And I'm saying, where's my friends? I miss my friends. Oh, Lord. It was such a simple yet deep scene. When I saw that, Winter girl, I like you, and you're another one of the ladies that I'm rooting for. But I think from Jay, you should move on. You should move on. That Jay and Joy connection is really deep. It's really deep. Girl, put on them sneakers and move on like Maya because I don't think Jay is it, girl. Timmy, keep it down. Edwin and Naya, I don't know if they were dating or if he pulled her aside and they were just having a conversation. It was very awkward to see. It was dry. Naya is talking to Edwin, and in the scene, what makes it uncomfortable to watch, she's trying to sell herself to Edwin. Edwin feels her energy, and it feels sales pitchy to him. Like she's trying to sell him this kind of lifestyle. Well, because, I have to work, and, we got to, and you have to work because, we're in this together. We got to support each other. It's obvious Edwin is not even listening to anything this woman is saying. He goes, you know what? You got pretty eyes. I'm like completely disengaged with the conversation. You got really pretty eyes. They like kitty-shaped eyes. And then Naya says, well, you know, kitty-shaped eyes, pretty kitty. Girl, Naya, would you like a sip? Because you are obviously parched. The thirst is obviously real. What was significant about this scene is seeing the experience with Edwin, seeing Edwin's experience with Naya in comparison with Edwin's experience with Joy. With Joy, Edwin went all out. Not only did he give her a date, he gave her a date with meaning because he cares that much about Joy. But with Edwin's interaction with Naya, he gave her zero. He gave her nothing. There was no tantric yoga. There was no messaging. There was no meaning. There was no, let me put in this effort to get to know you more. It was, girl, you look pathetic. Rasheed and Simone's date. Let me just say this. In all 3 seasons of Ready to Love, this is hands down the best date I have ever seen, ever. Classic car, wine, the scenery. It was so original. It was so creative. Rasheed took time to think about the experience he wanted to give to Simone. It was lovely. And FYI, Simone, did you know he was going to do that? Because her outfit matched everything perfectly. The car, the grass, it was giving me. It was giving. Oh my gosh. Simone's asking Rasheed the right type of questions, deep questions, questions that is peeling Rasheed back like an onion. What was it? One of your biggest challenges in life. And Rasheed was a slow reader. Rasheed was a slow reader, and he was placed in special ed. And the teachers tried to come at Rasheed's mama like he won't be anything in life because he can't read. The mother did not accept that, and she pushed him. And she pushed him so hard that he was the first of his generation or family to go to college and graduate with honors. And he's a frat boy. What? That date was absolutely everything. I would love to see where things go with Simone and Rasheed. A, because I'm rooting for Simone. And B, Adriana to me, with her going between Kalfani and Rasheed, she's kind of seeming wishy-washy to me, on the fence. And let's not forget, they did date previously, and then Adriana ghosted him. Rasheed, let's see where things go with you, Miss Simone. I got a thing going on. I'm here for it. They have dinner. And it's a freestyle battle. It's the freestyle battle. Hey, hey. Naya goes. She wasn't bad. Whatever. But then Kalfani goes. Kalfani is dropping the bars. And Denise and Adriana, they looking like, oh, girl, you can see their panties just dissipate. Disintegrate. Waiting for all of Kalfani's goodness. I ain't mad because them bars were... Winter says she's starting to notice Anthony because he had his shirt off and he had the muscles and he's looking really good. So she really wants to get to know him. And at this point, I like you, Winter. I'm rooting for you, but I'm kind of tired. Winter hasn't found that one connection yet. She's connected with a couple of people, but those people end up liking Joy or having a stronger connection with Joy. Instead, she just hasn't found that person. So to see her bounce to Anthony now and try and get to know him, I'm like, girl, I like you, but maybe the guy that you want isn't here. And I mean, that's okay, you know? It is okay. You might not be ready to love. But girl, you're so cute. We want you on our screen. So girl, do what you gotta do. Alex decides to explore her options with Rasheed, and they go on a date. It's really cute. Again, great questions. What were they doing on this date? Basketball. They were playing basketball. And Alex is asking Rasheed some good questions. Rasheed's asking her good questions. And Alex is opening up to Rasheed in a way she didn't open up with Brian because Rasheed gave her that latitude. I'm like, Rasheed, my. Look who's becoming the top on Everybody's list. All right, Rasheed, you do it, because I was giving you a hard time. You better do it. You better make these girls come after you. Love it. The guys get together in Tommy's lounge so that we can have a discussion about who is going home. Tommy asks Brian about him and Alex and is their connection weaker or stronger? And he kind of tap dances around the question, and then he eventually says, well, our connection is streaker. Get it? Stronger and weaker. You are not cute. Ugh. Streaker. Tommy sees that he's full of shit. Like Tommy said, you didn't answer my question, but all right, child. Brian, I have the sinking feeling that it was God's grace that this week a woman is going to be voted off, because I have a strong feeling next week it's your time to go. It's your time to go. Ho. Rasheed jumps in to say he actually connected with Alex. He wants Alex here another week so he can find out more about her and to see if there's something there. And Rasheed was giving all this tea about Alex's life and how Alex's mom had a really horrible car accident. She was never the same. The dad was the primary caregiver. And I'm like, oh, Rasheed, this is a lot of info. As soon as that thought left my head, Tommy says, Brian, did you know all of this about Alex? Brian is like, no. So after that conversation, we got two women in the bottom who are about to be voted off. It is Denise and it is Naya. And it's crazy because looking at this scene, I'm like, it bet not be Denise. And if you've been watching my reviews, you know how ridiculous and crazy it is for me to want Denise to stay as opposed to Naya. I say, y'all better not play with me. Y'all better get the hell out of my face. Denise better be staying. Don't nobody want Naya. Not me, not Edwin. Don't nobody want Naya. Jay is talking to Denise. Denise, this is your second time on the bottom two. But anyway, Jay is talking to Denise. And I have to wonder, while I was watching this scene, when these ladies shoot this scene, do they know they're one of the bottom? I'm just curious, or do they think it's a date? I don't know. It's a behind the scenes production question that I had. Do you know, like, Bean, you're going to have to meet with Jay today. You have to shoot a scene with him. It's like, damn, is this a scene? Am I going, Lord Jesus? Lord. I don't know. Jay says, we've been evaluating, we've been having discussions, and your name came up as one of the ladies. You're territorial. You're jealous. Denise says, I'm aggressive. Yes, girl, you are aggressive. But ultimately, Jay says, we talked about it, and the fella's determined you are ready to love. Yay! Denise stays. Naya, you got me fucked up for making me like Denise over you so much that I'm actually rooting for her. Naya has a conversation with Rasheed. Rasheed points out that her name came up, and the conversation or the way that she treated Chris just did not sit well with the gentleman. And Rasheed says, obviously, we know that Chris really cared for you. And then Naya goes, oh, well, yeah, that's really understandable because, you know, I can't help it. You know, you're in a room with all these beautiful women, and one of the baddest women are interested in you. So, of course, you know, he was mesmerized by me. Baddest women? Who's that? You? Naya, surely you jest. I know you're not talking about being one of the badder women in this house. You are not bad. You're badder than Joy? Girl. Not in looks, personality, or mental stability. No. Winter? Girl, stop. Denise, with all that Aunt realness and the body chiseled to perfection. Girl. Simone? Girl. Simone is pretty and a whole attorney out here. Badder than her? Where does this delusion exist? Girl, only in Naya's mouth. Bitch, don't you ever speak out your mouth like that. You are not one of the baddest chicks in the house. In fact, when you take all things considered, you are one of the worst looking. Inside and out. Girl. Rasheed proceeds to tell Nia. Rasheed's looking at Nia like, girl, who told you you were bad? But Rasheed sees this delusion and it puts the battery in Rasheed's back to let this chick know the guy's determined you are not ready to love. Before he can get the out of his mouth, Denise gets up. Gets up, storms out. Rasheed said, Nia said, you're not gonna tell me that. You're gonna talk to the couch. I'm not hearing this. I'm not hearing this shit. And she walks out, and then Rasheed's confused, but Rasheed knows what he has to do. So he looks over to the couch and says, couch, you are not ready to love. This is the moment for me. This is the moment where Rasheed rises from the ashes and becomes the phoenix for this blissfully single girl on this show. By Edwin, Brian is a bin by Jay, by Anthony, by every other guy. Rasheed is that one. When he told the couch it wasn't ready for love, I just fell out. Nia's exit was trash. Nia's exit, in my whole 3 years of watching Ready to Love, I've never seen an exit that was so trash, juvenile, sophomoric, hood rat. Shout out to Candace Dillard. Project Bunny, disgusting, hood booger-like. I don't have enough adjectives to describe how disgusting and distasteful Nia's exit from the show was. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And she's walking out, and one of the producers says, listen, we don't want you to leave like this. Can you just at least finish the interview? And Nia says, oh no, y'all not gonna embarrass me. My boyfriend's waiting for me back in Atlanta. Producer's like, boyfriend? Where? Nia goes on to explain that she has like 50 to 60 guys waiting for her, but she wanted to come on this show just to give it a chance. And truth be told, she didn't even like Edwin like that. It's really nice to see, because Alicia pulled the same bullshit when she was being voted out. When y'all are voted out, suddenly y'all didn't freaking like anybody that y'all were actively pursuing. Child, you bet stop playing with me. There is something in here that's not right about Nia. And I am not Jesus, I'm not God, I'm not the creator, I'm not the universe. But something tells me the reason why Nia has not been able to bring a baby into this world is because she's not right all the way herself. I see a pathology of mental illness that would only extend if she had a baby. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to have a baby. I'm not saying not all women are built to be mothers and to nurture. That's what I'm saying. But the masterpiece about this show, the beauty about this episode, is the fact that Nia, it is the irony. Blessed Jesus, it is the irony. It's the irony of Nia being voted off this week for the same reason she sent Chris packing last week. Beautiful. Oprah, you are doing it. Nephew Tommy, you are doing it. Excellent episode. Started off slow, but it ended like... Thank you for watching my review. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all my subscribers. Please keep subscribing, share my videos. A girl is trying to, monetize this channel. I'm at 666 subscribers right now. 666. Please get me out of the devil's number. No, seriously. Get me to 750 so I can do a live stream to thank you all. But yes, other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe. I write resumes. If you need any resume help, I've got my email in the description box. Email me. Let me take a look at your resume, and I will hook you up. And follow my blog, blissfullySingleBean.com. It's my lifestyle blog. It's cocktail recipes, food recipes, and really blog posts about being a single mother, a single mom homeowner. Like, just trying to do it in this hard life of single motherhood. And that's it. Do I have anything else going on? Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BeansFreezy. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, guys.